Welcome to Fix My Brand with Allie Craig, a 9-week social experiment to take 9 brands of all types and from around the world and transform them from fledgling to fierce competition. I'm your host, Allie Craig, best-selling author, producer, strategist, and brander. Together, we will follow the steps and strategies taken, as well as the psychological and logistical pitfalls that get in many entrepreneurs' way of their ultimate brand success. These are their stories. We find money to be scary and challenging, and that is just societally that we find money, and then in turn asking for money to be so scary. We all know the phrase, the love of money is the root of all evil. Well, it's the love of money, not money. So as long as you don't love it, you're cool, right? But here's the thing, we have so many negative stories, especially if you're a woman, around what a good girl should do or who makes really the money in life, that we kind of are embodying and we don't even consciously realize it. The funny thing about our subconscious mind is that for better or worse, whatever story is running in there is what it will create in your reality. So we have to change our stories internally to actually begin to create it externally for you as well as for your clients. Because everything is rooted in your subconscious mind, the good thing is you can actually rewrite your story. And even if you don't exactly know where's your story coming from, practice makes perfect. Your subconscious mind does not know the same thing as a dream as it does reality. So practice. Have a conversation with yourself in the mirror about how you would talk to someone, a potential client, about working together. What is that like?
So thank you so much, Jennifer, for speaking with me today on the most dreaded topic out there, sales. But you're a master at it. So first off, tell everyone about you. You're Jennifer Johnson and you are fabulous. I know that, but tell everyone about your fabulousness.
Thank you. I'm known as Jennifer Sparkle Johnson. That nickname was given to me by my clients and it just kind of stuck, and I actually learned to embrace it and love it. And I do love sales, and I created a system around sales because most people want to avoid it. So I created 6-figure sacred sales. And that's to help people really kind of sink into, it doesn't have to be icky or sleazy or yucky, yet it is part of our daily life. It is part of our business if we want to have a business. So that's one of the reasons that I wanted to create it, so people could get more comfortable with the concept of sales. So to me, sales is an intimate conversation. Some people call them discovery sessions, needs assessments. I actually refer to it as a curious conversation because I'm very curious to see, what does that person need? What are they struggling with? What do they want to change? Am I the right person to do it? Do I have the skills and the ability to help them? So I'm listening in a very curious way of, what are they looking for? Can I help? And if I can, great, we'll continue the conversation. If not, if I was doing my job and listening, I can listen for who I might know that could help them, because clearly they want change. It might not be me, it might be someone else, but as long as you're listening to what someone is sharing with you in that very intimate conversation, because think about it, when someone has a struggle and they're willing to share with you about it, that's intimate. That space needs to be respected and honored. So that's why I call it a curious conversation.
Forget the formulas, forget the make everyone cry and pain, because that's how you make them, how you close the deal with them. How do you do it? What works for you? What would you talk about? How would they respond? Then what would you say? How does this conversation go back and forth? And then how would you start talking about how to make that happen logistically, which will start talking about money. How is your customer responding? When you walk yourself through that every day for a good number of days, guess what? When you become that in your real life and you are sitting across from a potential client, your subconscious will go into work and you're going to go into autopilot. Just like when you drive and you're like, how the hell did I get home? I have no idea. You went into autopilot. You can go into autopilot when it comes to sales as well. And in the end, you will close the sales because you told your subconscious mind that's what it should do. Sales, like everything else, has changed and is changing. If you're an entrepreneur, you most likely have experience, or you've been taught to do those long strategy sessions, 45 minutes, 90 minutes, where you make them feel the pain. And it doesn't matter if their pain is not what you do, you will be the solution to their problem no matter what. Personally, don't exactly want to work with people one-on-one who are broken and crippled. kind of want to work with people with some balls here. We're not the army. We're not tearing them down to build them up.
For the people out there, I'm included in this boat, who really cannot stand the what's traditionally taught right now and has been taught for the last couple of years in the entrepreneurial world of how these calls are supposed to go, because let's be honest, they're completely manipulative. And from a neuro side of it, so from my psychology and science background side of it, it's like misusing science for bad and not for good, because you're like, make them feel the pain, and just stick it to them. And most people don't really want to start a relationship like that.
No.
How do you suggest somebody who's kind of been trained in that model to get out of that mindset?
Well, there's a difference between helping someone see where they're stuck and actually being honest and helping them see the reality and the truth versus making them feel the pain and sticking it to them. Because that's a push, right? That's so icky and more salesy icky. That's a push. And instead, pull it open into conversation. To me, conversation in a sales conversation is like badminton, gently back and forth as you're asking the questions to help them have clarity. There's a fine line between that push and that yucky crap that we've all heard or been told or sadly experienced, because that sucks.
Yes.
It's not good to be on the receiving end. The difference is from a place of curiosity and a place of integrity. It's not about whether or not you're going to get dollars in your bank account. It's about, what does this person need? Staying in communication, helping them see from integrity that they are experiencing a challenge, and what do they want different? They're already experiencing their pain. That's why they're reaching out to you. They're already in pain. You don't need to cut the wound even deeper. You just need to have a conversation to help them see, this is where I am, this is what I want. I want to change and I want to go here.
So it really comes to, what is your brand's approach and what do you want? Do you want somebody who is so in the gutter? And if so, then follow that method of tearing them down and you'll be their, answer to the problem. But if your brand's about really kind of building someone up and growing together and having them have this positive energy and motion moving forward, then have a conversation based off what you're really about. If you like to get down to the root of the problem, then when you're talking to someone, tell them how you would help them. Be really clear about what you would do. Don't be scared that they're going to just take your answer and run with it. You know for good darn fact there's no way they can execute it without you, because they are not you. So just be true to what you're about and be authentic to the types of relationships that you want to have with your customer. Practice makes perfect. And it doesn't just make perfect on having that perfect script written out in front of you. Why scripts work is just because you've run it through your process enough that it's become habit, because your habit is in your subconscious mind.
So most people have a script, right, that they can follow. If you have a script, great. Yet make sure you're comfortable with it. Make sure you know it, that it's you authentically coming through with the words from the page, right? So we're not reading from a script, because that feels icky to the receiver and for you.
So just practice, however that is. If you want a script because that makes you feel comfortable, then write a script, work it, tweak it, work it, and tweak it. If you like having conversations because you're all about the relationship, then become a great conversationalist. Start having conversations with yourself. Bring people out to coffee for no other purpose other than to increase your skills. When you are able to articulate and really communicate what you're about and connect with someone, however that is for you, heart-wise or just work-wise, then you're going to be able to convert and create better sales. When you're choosing what type of brand you are, pricing always matters. You have to decide what kind of brand you really want to be. Do you want to be Walmart, Nordstrom's, or Barney's? Because guess what? All three brands actually sell very similar items. You can buy a white t-shirt at all three stores. But the expectations, the quality, and the price are way different. Ginny P realized that her heart was to serve on a greater scale than just her local village in France.
It's not just a business. This core idea, it has the possibility to change a lot of people's lives.
Ginny P was completely open. I love that open spirit.
As I pulled my stuff apart, I looked at it in a way that I'd never looked at it before, and I thought, this is amazing. Living my dream. Living my dream.